Wanted to film a little video. I participated in a fall themed ATC swap from artswaps.blogspot.com, and before I sent off my ATCs in the mail, I wanted to film a quick little video of what I did and how I did it, because I put a lot into them, and I even struggled with a few of them. So I kind of want to remember them because I will probably never ever see them myself. But this is good reference, more so for me. I never really know if I'm going to share them with anyone other than my sisters who put up with me. So the first one I made is a little squirrel collecting nuts. It's actually got a title. It's called Going Nutty for Autumn. I thought that was a cute play on words. Once again, I watercolored on a coffee filter, and I used Elmer's glue, and I glued it down to a 2.5 by 3.5 inch card. And I used nail polish, and I painted up some toothpicks, broke them up and glued them down to make a twiggy tree. And I got these stickers and some pop dots. I popped some of the stickers up on pop dots so that it could be three-dimensional. This little guy hanging off the trees on a pop dot, and then the squirrel, and of course this big acorn. So this is ATC number 1 for the fall themed ATC swap. Going Nutty for Autumn. So number 2 is titled, let's see here, Who Loves Autumn? I thought that was a cute play on words. This is again a 2.5 by 3.5 inch card, and the background is all nail polish. I used a silvery nail polish and white to make a big full moon, and black glittery nail polish to make what I hope looks like a starry night, and then a brown maroon nail polish to make a twiggy tree without its leaves. And then this owl, I traced the image off of, gosh, I think it was sewmamasew.com. I will find out for sure and put it down in the comments down below. But I pulled off, they had practice embroidery patterns, so I traced it onto a coffee filter. I love to use coffee filters, yes. And I embroidered the coffee filter, and I used pop dots to create a sticker. So there's a little owl in the moonlight. My next ATC, I'm really super loving tags. I love to make tags. I love to put tags on things. So I wanted to incorporate tags into this one of the ATC cards. So it says give thanks, and let me show you these tags before I show you how glittery it is. This one says fall. My camera doesn't zoom very well, so I'll just tell you it says fall, and it's got a green glittery leaf on the back, and the next tag is just, whoops, an apple, and I glittered that a little bit on the one side, and that one also has some fall leaves on the back, yellow and orange. But one of my favorite things, I grow sunflowers, and I actually like to leave the sunflowers up all year round. I don't mind that they get all brown and kind of what most people would think is yucky in the fall time, and even in the winter time. They bring me hope that there will be another year for sunflowers, so I don't mind them getting all brown and gross, but I actually don't even think they're gross. I think they're really pretty, but I think a lot of other people think they're gross. I don't really know, but anyway, so that's where these glittery sunflower-like looking like plants came from, around the give thanks tag, because that's one of the things I think about when I think about fall. My sunflowers get brown and they hang out in the cold weather. So this card is kind of cool because I did a Bing search, Bing.com. I typed in my hometown and the town I was born in Pennsylvania, and all these familiar images came up. And so I cut them out and I made a collage, and this one is actually called Autumn in Pennsylvania. Can't see it because my camera doesn't zoom. So this picture down here where my thumb is just orange mums. A pumpkin patch. This is actually the front door of a girlfriend's house. It's a very historical house in my hometown. This is just a one-room schoolhouse. We get some crazy skies where we live. I'm sure everybody does, but I love the sky in this picture. This is just a fantastic road, all canopied with some great leaves, and around the road it's just some great leaves. Gosh, I wish I could zoom. Where we live is horse and buggies, so I just like the image of the horse and buggy against the sunset because it was just fall-colored sunset. And up here is just a horizon of some it's a farmyard, a farm with the trees and the mountains in the background and the crop before it's harvested. And then this is just, I don't know where this is actually, it's just a beautiful yellowy tree, and the leaves below are this great bright orange, and I like that it was the same color as the sunset because it looked like perhaps the sky was full of orange leaves. So I'm going to set this down before I move on to my next ATC because I'm running out of space on my camera card. It's totally full. And I'll do a part 2 and tell you about that one. Okay. So the fifth ATC that I made, I really struggled with. I didn't quite know what in the world to do for the fifth one. I had lots and lots of ideas. And this is what I finally came up with, and I'm actually pretty happy with it. This is actually very different. All the other cards, ATC cards, are actually cardboard. I either cut them out of butter boxes or bars of soap. This one, however, it's different. I like to burn candles that smell really good, and I get these Yankee Candle coupons in the mail, and I don't know if you can see, if I flip them over, you can tell they're all different, like, sized perforated line things. And this right here part of the coupons is actually not perforated, but it's about the same exact size as an ATC. So I got a fall themed one in the mail, and I really liked it, and I really wanted to use it, so I did. I didn't want it to be all candle-y though, so you can still see it says fall in love, and there's fall leaves in a wicker basket. And you can still see there are some candles in the background. I used some Elmer's glue and some toilet tissue. I'm collecting toilet paper rolls down here in my craft room for various different reasons. So plus I have a really bad head cold. I don't know if you can tell in my voice, and we're out of tissues. So I have toilet tissue with me everywhere until I can go to the store and buy some nice tissues again. So anyway, I glued a piece of toilet tissue over the card because I like the layered look. I like that it kind of puts a veil over the card so you can see the colors, but you might not completely know unless you were told that they're actually fall-themed Yankee candles under there. So, also there are, let me set this down where we can see it. Whoa! Okay. Don't move. Okay. Let me get over here. Yikes! ATC card down. Okay. There are, right here by my thumb where this purple and green leaf is, that is a pressed hydrangea flower. And then this white and this white lacy looking leaf is a pressed, gosh, I forget, it's really soft, like that lamb's wool, that lamb's ear plant, but that's not what it is. Pressed flower. There's ivy leaves pressed here and here and here. Also, gosh, I'm really struggling here. It's so late. Or is it early in the morning now? This right here is a teeny tiny pink bruised geranium that fell off a plant I have in the front of my house. Over here is an itty bitty yellow mum that I actually picked up on the sidewalk outside the grocery store where they were selling their fall chrysanthemums. And here, when I was doing my Bing search, this little acorn, I wish I could, there we go. It's definitely acorn shaped, but in the center of the acorn is this little Victorian picture of a little girl who's holding a pug. And on the top of it, it says acorn stoves, and it says like 1 million. You can't see it because the camera doesn't zoom. So I like the image of the acorn, and I like the Victorian look of the little girl and her pug, and she just kind of looks like she's looking at you like, what are you looking at me and my dog for? So I kind of liked her little spunky attitude. So anyway, this card is titled Putting the Garden to Bed, because this time of the year I am cleaning up whatever is left over of our garden and getting it ready to go for the next season. So that was my final ATC in the swap of 5. And something I forgot to mention that I want to point out, this is the very, very first eyelet I ever put in anything, and it was really, really super easy. I used a black eyelet here on the front, but then realized there wasn't really much detail on the back because I had glued some paper so I could write all my info, and so I used a washer, like an old semi-rusty washer. So I wanted to point that out too, because that was something new. It was the very first time I ever made an eyelet. So there we have my first ATC swap, and it was fall themed, and I had to do 5, so this is them. I really had fun making them. It was kind of a stretch for me because I'm not a fall kind of girl, an autumn kind of girl, so I really had to dig deep to see the beauty of fall and autumn that I didn't notice before, and I have to say I'm appreciating it more and more each time I look out and notice the beauty of the season. So there we have it. I just wanted to do a little clip of my ATCs because I really enjoy making them, and I put a lot of effort into it, whether it's the silly stuff or the this feels a little bit more serious to me, even though it's quite silly as well with the little acorn and the girl, but I have fun doing it, and I put a lot of effort into it. So before I send them off, I think I'm gonna film them so that I have a little keepsake of my own to remember them by. And so they are to arrive by the 5th. Hopefully they'll get there, because this is the 3rd. I'll use the post office very, very early to send them off. And then in a few weeks I'll be receiving 5 more from the swap, and I think I'll film them as well. There we have it. Oh yeah, and the owl, the embroidery pattern was off of the sewmamasew.com, and it's Sarah Jane Studios. You can print it off the computer and practice it yourself if you'd like. There's a couple other really great embroidery patterns, so there we have it. Okay, have a super great night. I'm off to bed. Okay, happy autumn. Bye-bye.